Hello, this is JC from Real and Simulated Wars. Today I'm going to present you with a preview and some gameplay for Wolfpack, a new war game, naval war game, released by John Tiller Software, and a new game that becomes part of the Naval campaign series. I'm very happy to see that a new war game was released for this series. It has been sort of not in the back burner. I'm sure they have been working very hard on it, but you know, release wise, this thing has not seen a release since a long time ago. Gosh, I remember buying my last naval campaigns from a micro center or something like that here in Rockville, Maryland. So I am very happy to report that, well, there is a new release, and well, the theme is the Battle of the North Atlantic, and well, this engine comes packed with a lot of changes when it comes to submarine warfare, and apparently the engine is back with a vengeance. I will show you some intriguing snippets from the user's manual later on, if I remember, because I'm getting old. But anyway, the first thing that I want to say is, well, this is a tactical naval war game. Do not expect a campaign where you will be commanding troops and directing patrols here and there. No, this is just, you know, a tactics war game where you're pretty much starting the scenario not in contact but in close proximity. I could say, you know, 15 miles average of it. Even the campaigns are sort of decisions to go or not to go when you have like a distant contact or report from an enemy ship. So given that this is a tactical game, I think it is proper just to show you tactical action, which is the, you know, meat and potatoes of the game. In order not to spoil your experience, I'm going to be using the classical getting started scenario, which can be played from the German side, where you will be commanding a U-boat, or the Allied side, where you will be commanding some escorts for a convoy. This is a pretty nice scenario. Probably, you know, if the time is right and we don't spend too much time doing the first part, we can go just for the second, if you bear with me. So I'm going to select right here. The interface is pretty much John Tiller Software type of interface. I'm going to use manual for the Axis, and for the Allied side I'm going to be using the automatic with fog of war. This is a very important part. So, well, I know you are seeing, you know, pretty basic graphics. Even the icons for the ships are kind of very basic. You have the heading there with that green line that barely has some sort of, you know, contrast against the backdrop of the ocean. Over there you have all the rings for different ranges, weapons, and detection acquisition systems. But so far, you know, the graphics has never been the, you know, the selling point of a John Tiller game. But anyway, I do believe that this game makes a stop in gameplay, because another thing that I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it is that this is a serious naval war game. There are many points where it can be improved to bring it part to some other naval war game that has been recently released, and like, well, I'm not gonna mention because it would be odious, but you know, there are things that are missing here that you may wish you want, but they're not a deal breaker or a game breaker. They're pretty nice. So that being said, let's go to the main characteristics. I'm showing here the new and improved interface. You can always go, if you go up here, where's that? I'm finding a hard time trying to find my stuff right here. Using the classical interface, I'm sure it is here. I left it right there and I cannot find it right now. The alternate interface, which, you know, it will show you your ship here with some information that you can right click and whatnot. But I'm kind of growing into this alternate interface, which is because it offers more information and it has many amenities that are very nice. So another important clarification: this is a real-time game. You can increase the pace of time to different X's, but it's not a turn-based game, which is very nice. I mean, naval campaigns never been a turn-based game, but it is possible, and you can during the pause you can give orders. Basically, you have an interface that is very easy to understand. You have your speed here, increase, decrease. You have your bearing with well, you have to use this kind of interface to drive your submarine or ship to port or starboard, which is kind of, you know, I wish we would have something to where you can type your course in and left it steady. And also I wish we would have some sort of, you know, plot a course type of tool, but you have not. And well, you have the different information about your weapons and the state of your batteries right here, because this is a electric boat, which, by the way, I believe I mentioned this is a war game about the Battle of the Atlantic. Right now we're in a scenario that is happening at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning on 1942. And this is 18 of August 1942. And well, you have the different options right here, and they will show you in the main map your ship at the center, the different ranges, the different rings. This yellow ring, this visibility. Then you have your sonar range. Usually that's the optimal and maximum range. Good luck getting the most out of it, because, you know, in real life there is different factors that have to be considered. So I'm gonna choose well, this already chosen the 2 torpedoes for forward and aft. You have 2 tubes aft and 4 tubes forward, and we have like 6 reloads of torpedoes. These torpedoes are early generation. It is 1942. They are very prone to failure, and you will see it if we make contact and we don't get sunk at the very beginning of the scenario. And what else? Well, that's pretty much it. We're in the surface right now, as indicated by this. I'm gonna click 1, and you will notice, let me decrease a bit the sound. You will notice that there is a very nice sound effect that helps you to, you know, and to understand what is happening. It is intended just for that, to see if your boat is in motion and things that are happening. You can, you know, feel the cracks when the submarine is diving. You can feel the depth charge explosions when they do happen over you, which is completely terrifying, even when you're looking at pixels right there. So as soon as we make contact, we are going to have to go to periscope depth and evaluate the situation and move forward. In the meantime, let's go through another amenities that we do have. We have a ring here for 10 miles, 20 miles, 40 miles, etc., which gives you also the bearings if you have to use them. It is kind of useful to give you an idea. You have this range grid right there, which is very useful. Right now I have set my units in nautical miles, so every dot is separated by 1 nautical mile. Eventually, you know, when you zoom this out, it looks very ugly. But the main action is happening always within 20 nautical miles, so you don't have to worry too much about that. And I have to mention that this is a game that features a lot under the hood. There is a lot of mathematics, and it is an exquisite model of naval warfare. I don't know if you know, but John Tiller has a PhD in mathematics. Boom, there you go. Yeah, the guy is a doctor in mathematics, and it shows in his war games all over. If you have paid attention during your readings of the manuals, you will see that there is plenty of equations there, and they're just beautiful. And I usually tend not to go too much into that because I fear becoming like a lawyer for the game. I prefer, to play the games by feeling and by, not by feeling, but, to use logic and what appears to be natural to get a bit more kind of, to keep that sense of suspense and disbelief, if you will. And but yeah, John Tiller is a mathematician, and well, that's why he has contracted with the government and to create different war games and different models of different for different types of warfare. And right now, I do believe that for this game, I've seen him partnering with another mathematician. I don't recall his name. I would have to look in the manual. What is the name? Well, I don't recall, but another mathematician and AI specialist. So we're dealing here with pretty intellectual people, and well, that brings it to the topic that this is a kind of a hardcore naval war game. This is not an arcade game, even when there are some touches that you wish that they are not there, like there is not like a ruler to measure bearings, or a ruler to measure distances, or that you cannot plot the curves of your ship and such other things. But the main basics of a naval war game are over there. If you take a look at the manual, you will see many mentions to the Naval Warfare Center and to the Naval War College and the routines that they used to use, back in the 1940s and even right now. So keep an eye on that. This is it may look casual, but it's not casual. There is a lot going under the hood. Like, for instance, the way that your snorkel can be spotted or not. Well, actually, for later models, this one doesn't have a retractable snorkel, this U-boat, but for later models, you will see that model that, depending on the sea state, depending on, the moon, depending on the time of the day, depending on the speed that you have, you will see that model. You will also see an influence of the speed on your ability to detect targets using your sonar, either passive or active. It is really very well developed. And there is, of course, some sort of, throw of the dice involved into some of them, but they are not in any contravention of a typical naval war game that the Navy may be using. So keep an eye on that. You're playing quite a game. Okay, alright, so time to pause this. We have just spotted something, and we don't know what is this. It says K, so this is a corvette, and it is quite distant. So I'm going to dive right now. I'm gonna go to periscope depth, and this yellow ring is my visibility. So I'm just in the border. Oh, this guy's coming straight at us. Such is our luck. So another thing that you can do to, limit your visibility is to take out your periscope. And you see the sound effects have changed. We now can hear his pings. And well, these convoys, they do have, even when I'm playing solo, of course, I'm a solo guy, and The AI is programmed to do some zigzagging, which is pretty nice and pretty realistic for this period of warfare. This was done to throw off, the firing solutions of the torpedoes, and well, I am hoping that this guy is gonna start zigzagging. I still have the range grid. I'm not very fond of that grid. It looks like very pixely or something like that, but I need it. I know that the range is kind of pretty close, and I'm gonna keep some sort of record of the bearing of that sonar contact. Of course, sonar contact, he's pinging me, I'm not pinging him. I know that my sonar is off because I'm saying I have here passive. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna place a mark here, and I'm gonna title it, what time is now? 0207 A, and probably there has to be another escort somewhere. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep moving my boat. I'm gonna keep moving her. I'm gonna turn starboard. And that green line reflects an active sonar pinging me, the direction of it. As soon as I start getting passive contacts, like the sounds of the propellers of the convoy itself, because I'm following, trying to sink a convoy, as soon as I start receiving those contacts, they're going to look a bit more darker, like darker green. But right now I'm too far away, I suspect. This Corvette probably is the lead element, and I am just hoping that it has moved north and that this is the same contact. Yeah, the separation doesn't make any sense, so it has to be. So I can also increase the time. I'm gonna take it to 3x. So it looks like has changed direction again, which is a good thing. The most terrifying thing it is... Oh, there is another one. This is second escort. The sound effects is just a warning for a new contact, and they're quite separated. That makes sense. Usually, if I remember correctly, they use it to place these escorts, one at the front and the other one on the side, or at the in the van of the convoy, so it could easily move forward or not. In the game, they're quite active, these escorts. They throw a lot of depth charges, and it is quite terrifying. As I mentioned before, depending on your speed, also varies your ability to receive, not to receive, but to make out passive contacts. You need to be slow for the passive contacts. Of course, for the active ones, which are the green ones, well, they're so powerful that you don't care. So they're keeping a good separation. It doesn't look like they're particularly moving towards me. I'm gonna put a limit of around, I don't know, maybe 2 miles. Oh, there we go. You see that green, dark green? This is a passive contact. Whoa, what's going on? What just happened? What was that sound? Oh, that's what's happening. I'm being like depth charged to oblivion. Where did that come from? I have some anti-submarine. Was that the Corvette? I'm gonna change the speed to 2x. So we have some damage. We're now at 96%. Batteries are still okay at 88% roughly. We're below the thermocline. And I have 2 contacts, passive contacts, but given this situation I would rather let them pass. I don't believe it is worth right now to go to periscope depth and try to figure it out an attack, because I'm gonna be instantly pummeled from the escorts. Indeed, thing that may have played a factor in this was that I had the timer in 3x. And that's not, it didn't exactly sneak, but rather I left off my guard. So right now we have these 3 contacts. I don't feel that they're pinging me. So I'm gonna stop and see what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna choose this guy over here. They passed me. I just lost a terrific opportunity. They were just driving towards me. Now I see them moving out. There's only 34 minutes left of simulated time into this mission, but still I want to show you how to fire a torpedo. So I'm gonna go to periscope depth, and there is this very useful thing, call it the inhibit periscope, which can be used to leave your periscope down in case you fear to be detected. Whoa, no, I think this train has already passed. So periscope, There we go. I'm gonna stop that. And I have cargo, cargo, cargo. And I have this Coast Guard cutter. And I am kind of missing the other destroyer, or it was not a destroyer, a corvette. But it's pinging me towards that direction over there. So anyway, so this is what we will do. We're going to start shooting at them. Oh, there it is, the sucker. So let me show you this. Let me pause. To fire torpedo, you just hit control and the torpedo will come out. So eventually, if there is a TDC, like a solution using the targeting the torpedo data computer, you will see it in blue like that. You can use that or you cannot. So right now I'm gonna shoot the spread. And right now I'm out. I fired my 4 tubes, and these are not homing torpedoes, of course. Wow, I got a hit. I was lucky because, you know, these torpedoes are very early technology, and they had a lot of problems. You will never know how many, you know, dots I did have over my the really few hours that I had playing this. This game is really very, very nice and very engaging. So we already hit one, and right now my crew is still loading more torpedoes. Maybe I'm being too greedy, and I should you know, dive and try to let the convoy pass and catch up with it, but there is a limited time. I have only half an hour. So I was kind of lucky that I survived that depth charge attack. Probably leaving the time at 3x and speaking at the same time. It didn't do many good things for my crew. But nonetheless, at least the cardio was good. So I have like 3 minutes until the next torpedo is getting loaded. We're gonna wait for that. So pretty much right now the escorts do know that something is going on, because one of the ships has been hit. I don't know what is happening at the surface right now, and I don't want to raise my periscope until I do have at least one torpedo. Still 2 minutes away. So let's increase the time to 3x. You see this contact over here, is the bearing is changed too fast, and I hope that he's just rearranging, going to the van of the convoy, and that is not coming at us. I really hoping that is not the case. But anyway, I'm pursuing this guy. This is my next target. My next torpedo is almost ready. I'm gonna raise the periscope by using the inhibit periscope tube. It's a toggle for keeping your periscope down or up. I have one torpedo ready. Periscope up. Oh, that corvette is so close. Okay, it's already shooting. Torpedo. Periscope down. Maximum speed. Dive, dive. The timer over there, it is a torpedo to impact time. Happens only if you have the TDC activated. You see the depth charges? Yeah, that torpedo is lost. So we're going to change our... Whoa, he's hitting us. I mean, no impact, but he's throwing this. I'm sure he's pretty close. Let's get out of there. Let's increase a bit the time. Still pinging us, but we have gained some separation. I think we're clear now. Not. So our speed is, maximum speed is around 7 knots. The convoy should be doing around 9 to 10 knots. So once they pass you, you will never catch them up if you are submerged. The only solution it is to completely surface. But doing it right now would be a complete suicide, because we would be inside of the corvette and all the other anti-submarine warfare ships. So I'm gonna leave this scenario right here and let's load it from the other side to see how it plays from that particular one. And there was a way to know how well you did. Hold on a second. Sunken ships. I did sing an unknown cargo, which is great. How much time is left? Okay, so let's accelerate the heck out of this so we can see the victory conditions and the final positions, so we finally know where they were. take a look right there. They're reloading our torpedoes. So it takes a while to do everything. It's definitely has those little touches over there, very well placed. I really like this thing. So this thing is now 10x time. It's about to end in 7 to 8 seconds. Alright, so this is our time limit. Allied major defeat. We have one cargo ship sunk, which is good. I want to see what's going on right here, what went out. So we have the corvette, cargo, and the cutter. Well, that was nice. Alright, so the music, I can easily forget about it. So let's load this from the other side. So I'm going to be using the Allied side, and the Axis is going to go using Fog of War. So, oh, that music, Jesus. Anyway, so these are the units that you can maneuver. You have your regular cutter too. And oh, I forgot to mention these arrows that point the bearing of your ship. This one right here is not under our control. It is part of a convoy. They belong to a group, and I suppose if they are combat units, they can be named as a division or something like that. But anyway, we have a cutter, and we have our corvette, which is great. So let's hit start. And that music that refuses to go away. Jesus Christ. Anyway, notice how these fellows are kind of zigzagging to throw off the firing solutions of any type of submarine. So now we'll have to wait until we make contact. Oh god, that music. I don't want to cut it. Oh, there we go. This is coming by radio. It is right there. So let's move towards it. So one thing that we want to do is to zigzag, and we're going to go maximum speed. The guns of these guys, they really suck. They're 5 inches and 4 inches. So we're not gonna make a big hit with them. But it's our duty to move to contact. Oh my god, somebody make us stop the music. Accelerate a bit the time because otherwise we're gonna spend the evening. So here comes a submarine. It's unidentified yet, but we know what type it is because we played the same scenario from the other side. Well, that son of a gun has dived. I want to wait a little bit and decrease my speed, so I'm using my active sonar. There we go. As soon as I decrease the speed, I have a better sonar contact. I know he's forward. I want to keep this cutter moving. This guy moving still at maximum speed. And at a certain point I'm going to start using its sonar. Very, very close at 1.7 nautical miles. So you better start, zigzagging. You see how the sonar contacts, they start crossing each other. It's beautiful. Alright, so slow down. I have depth charges. Oh, torpedo in the water. Look at the amount of torpedoes. Oh, Jesus. You son of a gun. Oh, that went down so bad. I love, how the AI fires these torpedoes like there's no tomorrow. But anyway, I counted 3. I don't know where the 4th is. So right now I'm going to press this guy. Hedgehog. Must be on top of it. Now. 3, 4. Send my depth charges away. We gained contact. If my readings are correct, these guys are still maneuvering. So I'm going to decrease my speed. See if I can have a better turn radius. But you can see that, you know, he's still moving. And the convoy is still coming at us. It's just disaster. Whoa, hit! Enemy ship is hit. But it's still moving. Let's hope that we can get him in this pass. Early termination of a scenario, meaning? Well, I lost one frigate and, well, I sunk the submarine, which is great. Alright, so I hope I showed you how the gameplay for this game is. I'm very, very nicely impressed. And I'm quite pleased that I purchased this. And, well, I also wanted to show you this. This is from the manual of naval campaigns, a new manual that came with this, and of course explains all the changes to the submarines and this and that. But take a look at this. Missile enhancements? What are you guys talking about? It's like, oh my god, and look at these examples. Modern scenarios? What is coming ahead? I don't know. But me like it. So let's stay tuned. I do believe that something is gonna happen with this series, which is great. And well, coming back to the screen over here, and where's the submarine? Well, you cannot see it, of course. So keep an eye on this game. I will try to post a couple of scenarios more. But there's so much to play. We have so many releases and so many goodies out there. It's becoming kind of impossible to cover all of them at the same time. But the other thing that I wanted to comment to you, it is that some like 15 subscribers short for my YouTube channel. So if you are feeling like, you can subscribe, and that will greatly help me. So this is JC, and I am out for today, and I will see you during the week. Thank you.